Hello all loonies and normals, my name is Joe Silver. Welcome to my channel. This week we're going to be talking about Snapchat filters, I beg your pardon. Now, the one I'm going to be talking about particularly is the gender swap filter. Now, I will make something clear before we start. I have never used Snapchat. I wouldn't know how you get one, whether it's on the phone or the computer or whatever. I wouldn't know. I've never had one. But I have seen the results through streamers that I watch, people who have been playing about with it that I've seen on Discord and so on. So, you know, and I've seen, like I said, having seen the results, the first thing that went through my mind was, that's hilarious, it's a little creepy at times, and you know, it's funny and a little creepy, because I'm just wrong because of how good some of these people look when gender swapped, right? But unfortunately, and I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man or a, you know, or whatever, but unfortunately the other thing that went through my mind was how dangerous it could be. Because unfortunately there is nowhere on this picture is there a watermark saying Snapchat filter. So there's no way for people to know that that's what they've done unless they tell them, right? So I could see a slightly dangerous side to it, mildly dangerous side, where people could use that to make themselves look a certain way and say, this is who I am, and they could try and fool people with it. Think dirty old men doing horrible nasty things that they really shouldn't be. Yeah, it's not, and it's not a pleasant thought. It's not, you know, I'm afraid this is going to be one of the more serious vlogs, but unfortunately it's what went through my head, because the fact of the matter is, how long have people been talking about the dangers of chat rooms? You don't know who you're talking to, you don't know who the person behind the text is. And yes, as one person I deal with has a jokey rule that there are no women on the internet and it's always men and blah blah blah. But you see, I don't find that funny anymore because that's an old dead meme that's been gone a long time ago. But sometimes, just sometimes, the person behind that a 16, 15-year-old girl is actually a dirty old man who should be locked away somewhere, unfortunately. Now, sometimes they say, oh, let's exchange pictures. Now, they could grab any picture off the internet they want and say that it's them. But how much easier is it for them if they use a Snapchat filter and say, well, I took this picture myself. They're not lying, they took the picture themselves. What they're not telling you is that it's a filter on Snapchat that they used. So you see my problem. Yes, it's funny, yes, it's just a bit of fun, and to most people, and yes, it's just a, we're just joking and laughing around and ha-ha, and doesn't this look ridiculous, blah blah blah. But because it exists now, how much easier is it for the wrong type of person to get hold of it and use it in the wrong type of way? Like, unfortunately, we live in a world where this is a sad truth. Anything man can invent, anything, you can guarantee somebody has found a way to abuse it, to use it for a wrong purpose. And it's sad, it shouldn't go on like that. We shouldn't be in a world like that. We shouldn't. You know? It should be safe for people to be on the internet. It should be, you know, etc, etc. But it's not, unfortunately, not always. We know this. That's why they always talk about caution on the internet. Don't meet the person. You know, if you've been talking to somebody for someone, do not meet them unless you know exactly who they are. unless you know for certain that they are who they say they are. You know, don't, and if you do go meet them, don't go alone to meet them. Make sure you've got an adult with you, somebody who will say, hang on a minute, something's not quite right here, come away dear, and protect you. Yeah? That is why. Now, you know, as I said, and I was coming back to the point really, that with these Snapchat filters, because I mean some of them are so ridiculous that it's obvious that they're filters and they're just messing about. But with some of these filters, they can make themselves look a certain way that they're not. As I said, the gender swap image. Now, how I understand it works, from what I've been told, is that you take the picture and you can select male or female. Now, if you're a female, you can select male and see what you would look like as a male, and ha ha, very funny. And if you're a male, you can say, well, you see what you look like as a female. But this is my point. People could abuse that. They could say that I'm 16. I could take a picture of me, say, oh, I'm a 16-year-old girl, and I could use the filter to make myself look like a girl, and people would think, well, it clearly is. But I'm clearly not, am I? I'm a 34-year-old male. So it would be wrong for me to say that that is the case. It would be wrong for me to put out that that is who I am, because that would be a lie, and that would be dangerous. This is my point. People could abuse this in all sorts of ways, and and this is not, like I said, this is not me being a grumpy old man. This is not me being, kids, you know, you shouldn't be having fun, kids. It's not like that. I'm not against having fun, and I can see the funny side of it. I really can. But unfortunately, because of the world we live in, I can also see the dangerous side of it. And this is why I say I think they should put a watermark on it. Now, I said this to one of the streamers I watch about putting a watermark, and they said, yeah, but unfortunately they would still find a way to remove it. Well, having seen watermarks on pictures, and once just because I wanted a clean image for reasons, yeah, I tried to remove a watermark. It's not that easy, but people with probably a lot more technical skill than me could probably get in and do so, right? But my point is, either way, it's just the thought that went through my head. Anyway, I have rambled on enough. I've spoken enough on the subject, I think. I think my opinion at this point is clear. Yes, it is fun. Yes, it can be fun. Yes, it can be amusing and silly and a little creepy sometimes, how good they look, blah blah blah. But that also comes with the side of, unfortunately, we live in a world where anything that can be used can be abused, so it can also be a little dangerous. So I guess what I'm really saying is be careful. Be careful, because not every image that comes to you is a perfect representation of what the person looks like. I'm not going to quote the rule number one of the internet that this other person talked about, because that's rubbish. But at the same time, sometimes just be careful. Anyway, I have rambled on enough. I have talked enough. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have enjoyed what you have heard here, well, I don't know if with a serious vlog as this you could say enjoyed, but go on, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here, if you have perhaps learned something from it, let me know in the comment section down below, and leave me a sub and leave me a like. Hopefully next week the vlog will be on a more upbeat subject, who knows. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. I have been Joe Silver. This has been a vlog. Goodbye.